looking back. You can hold me down. You can hold me down. I believe. You can hold me down. You can hold me down. Friday. I believe you're here to bring nothing but love. I believe you're here to bring nothing but love. You can show me love. You can show me love. Maybe I'm not maybe I'm not so clear on TikTok. Yeah. But you get the message because I'm live on 2 applications. So I'm saying so. Let's start. Sasa, shout out to everyone in the comments, each one teach one. So if you see me looking on the other side, you have to understand that I'm live on Facebook too. Okay. So I'm live on 2 applications. So if I'm looking here, looking at TikTok, I'm looking there, I'm looking at Facebook. So I'm live on I actually should be having my podcast recording also. I don't have another one, maybe. Anyway, shout out to everyone in the comments, each one. So today is Friday. You know, on Fridays are about love and appreciation. So it's all about love and appreciation and nothing more for ourselves. Now, I want you to do a social experiment. And this is what I want you to look out for. Notice in real life, okay? In real life. Or let's even go to the social media because the social media has also become live. So if a child starts crying, okay? If you have small children that start crying, observe the people around them. What is the first thing that the grown-ups tell the children? Do they ask the children what is the problem? Or what is the first thing they tell them? What is the first thing they tell the children? If a child cries, what is the first thing you tell the child? Before you even find out what is happening, the first thing you tell the child? Stop crying. You don't even know, and now the child will be like, nimegongwa. But the first thing you told the child, stop crying. You didn't even want to know whether your child has been beaten by a crocodile. And maybe you're telling your child to shut down, and maybe your child has a crocodile sticking to his behind that you can't see. Okay? AKA a bigger situation that feels like a crocodile to the baby, and maybe to the baby it's just that her diapers are wet. See how he did it? It's called the throat chakra. It's beautiful, you know. It's playing with the words. Playing with the words. So the child could be having a crocodile sticking to its butt. I mean, in terms of magnitude, how that baby is feeling with that wet diaper. Unajua wewe huwezi kaa a wet panty and the panty. If your panty is wet, I need panty liners. It's so wet. So imagine a baby ameshinda na napkin ama na diaper. Hizi fake diaper mmeongeza bei na hii uh, uh, um, uh, whatever Bill Clinton, we don't care, whatever bill they are trying to pass. So now, notice the first thing that you tell the child. Let's say someone is being interviewed. Kuna mama anaulizwa maswali. Atukugwate mama, runwanya, unenye nyimbo icio nyandikite, thire mundu ungi wandikite nyimbo icio cira inono ni nyandikite, ti mundu ungi, ru nyimbo icio ni mandunyite copyright issues tingisi. So when that lady is crying, what did the people do? The people who were with her in the interview. Wanamwambia nini? Tiga kurira mwa maitu, tiga kurira. So it's stop crying. It's always stop crying. There's a programming that has been instilled on this world by design to make people stop crying. It's pushed in movies. When someone is being interviewed, if they start crying, what do? They apologize. You are crying, you are the champion. You have won your gold. So now when they're interviewing you, okay? They're interviewing you. So what do? You start saying, it was amazing. We came from this. And then you start crying. So what do? You start apologizing for crying. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Why are you apologizing when you are crying? Today is Friday, love and appreciation, because you have to see the templates. These are templates. That is not how you're supposed to react all the time, but these are templates. You're not supposed to apologize when you are crying, because it's an emotion that is beautiful, that overwhelms you. Before we get to whether it's positive or negative, that's not the most important thing. The most important thing at this particular moment is that it's an emotion that overwhelms you. Sasa, now, what is the most common thing? Okay? Do you notice with your partner? So you are having a fight, or maybe you come home to your spouse, bwana, whatever, ameanza kulia. Okay? Tuseme ni bibi ama ni bwana. What is the first thing you tell them? Wacha kulia. Wacha kulia. So we have been conditioned by design. Keyword, it's by design. These are templates. These are man-made. Okay? This has got nothing to do with God. This is all man-made. So these templates are deeply conditioning us. You are being programmed. When you are watching the movies, we are avatars. When you're watching The Matrix, and then wanakuonyesha ati in The Matrix you're actually not, how they show you in the movies. That is where I'm going, but I don't want to go too deep now. So you are being deeply conditioned. Okay? Deeply conditioned on what it means to cry, yet your body needs it. That is why we say he cried of joy. He cried out in joy. So crying is not the problem. The problem is, what are you crying for? Are you crying out of a victim mentality? Are you crying out of being crushed? Are you crying out of not overcoming? Because that's where the issue is. Because crying is supposed to heal your body. Because when you cry, you are releasing what you call oxytocins. Okay? So you are releasing endorphins, the same emotions, the same endorphins that you release when you exercise in the gym or when you have amazing sex. So those oxytocins and endorphins, they are supposed to bring you back into what you call the parasympathetic state. Okay? aka your normal state, where you're supposed to be balanced, your homeostasis. You get it? So when they suppress you, when you are being programmed as a child or as you're growing up to not cry, this is by design. Because every time you cry, you bring your body back to a balanced state. Nionanga mtu alikuwa analia and then you let that thing go. Whether it was a parents, how they used to abuse you, it doesn't matter. So our culture, by design, and this is how you know you have been cultivated. This is how you know that even now when you are claiming that you are being GMO'd, GMO ilienda kitambo sana. We are already children of GMOs. Even when you are claiming that this is what do you call it? Nasikianga mukiziita organic. It's not organic. Even what you are calling organic is not organic. We still tampered with that. There are still people who have tampered with that thing because the first witchcrafts are there in the Bible for you to see. Bread. What is bread? That is yeast. Wine. What is wine? That is yeast. So already in the Bible, we have yeast, which is a hormone. So the first practice on hormonal changing the people started in the Bible with bread and wine. That is why they even have ritual. The bread and wine is not there by coincidence. That is the first GMO. Bread and wine. Right now how you're behaving, most of ukitaka ku lose weight tunaambiwa nini? Stop eating bread. It's a hormone, yeast. Wine, anything made with yeast, that's a hormone. So before you come, oh, you know, me I eat green, oh, me I don't eat meat, you're already a hormonized, no puns intended, hormonal changes, hormonal growth, GMO piece of whatever you are. So now, our culture is being, or we are being cultivated to look at crying as shameful. So crying is made into something that you're supposed to suppress and hide, repress and hide. Okay? And this is so programmed into us, like when you are growing up, it is so programmed. Nimekuambia ufanya experiment. The first thing that a child does, mtoto analia amekuja kwa nyumba, the first thing mtoto anaambiangu, aulizangu umeumwa na mamba, umekimbizwa na simba, the first thing mtoto anaambiangu, nyamaza. Ni nini? Nyamaza. The first thing, nyamaza. Ni nini? Nyamaza. Utataka kujua kama mtoto kama ameumwa na kigurumoki, you don't care. The horrors the child has undergone. The first thing you tell the child, nyamaza. Because it is so deep in your psyche to look at crying like it is shameful. To the point, the first time you cry, wewe hata ukiwa mtu mzima ukienda mahali, should anything happen, ukilia you apologize. No, sorry. It was something that was traumatic, but now you're apologizing that you are crying. And that is a program. That is not real. This world, the rule, the people who run this world, their worldview, the people who are running you today, the people who are bringing you the taxes, the people behind those hidden hands, the people who throw the stone and then they hide their hand. They throw the stone, then they hide their hand. And then they hide their hand and then they come to your country and tell you they are giving you donations and they are loaning you. So the loans come with the terms, tax them, do this, get all this money so that we can sell you prints and do this. So they throw the rock, then they hide the hand. Your government come, taxes you, then they come with the loans. So people are so deeply uncomfortable when, for example, they see someone cry. So mtu akianza kulia around you, instead of understanding the emotion and whatever they are going through, what happens to you? You start becoming uncomfortable. You want to move away from them. And that being uncomfortable from the reaction, don't cry, that is what is making you uncomfortable. You are told from a young age that don't cry. So you are shamed for crying as a child. Ukikuja kwa nyumba, kwa nini unalia? Mtu mzima analianga. So you are shamed that a grown person is not supposed. Unaona mtu mzima akilia, wewe ni mtu mkubwa, ufai kulia sasa. You are told to grow and stop crying, that crying is for babies. So you are shamed for that. So this creates what you can call a stigma. But the stigma is around a natural human response. So now we have created a stigma, some shame and stigma. But what is that thing that we are creating that stigma around? It's a natural human response to cry. At this particular moment, we are not giving it whether it's crying for joy or crying for pain. It's just to cry. Okay? Cry me a river, oh, cry me a river, oh, cry me a river. You don't even know any song that has got that crying inside it has to be atop it. Because the spirit knows that to cry is a beautiful thing. Look at all the songs that have that cry. They have to be masterpieces. So now, we have created now a shame and stigma around a natural human response. And before we proceed, the word government or covenant, because you cannot have a covenant with nothing that is not external. It has to be external. You're having a covenant with something that is external, something that has been created, a government, aka nyamoyadhi. Nitaiacha kama imehang hivyo. Nyamoyadhi. So a government ni nyamoyadhi. Nyamoyadhi. Sijui kama unashika? Nyamoyadhi. Nyamoyadhi. We talk of Gadriel, the fallen 5 archangels. Gadriel, the fallen archangel of God or the Christians. We have Panamwe. Panamwe. You can check them out on Google. Panamwe is the fallen angel for Islam. We talk of Shemyaza, Nyamoyadhi. We have Shemyaza. And there are five. Now I have to Google. I'll have to Google the rest. I can't remember the other 2. There are 5, but you can find about them. So we have created shame, stigma, but it's around a natural human response. Natural. Keyword, it's a natural human response. It's a natural human. Hue means light. Light. Hue means light. Man is a mentality, a mind that likes light, many lights. Elohims, El, Gabriel, anything that has an L, all those angels, Uriel, Gabriel, Michael, L, it's a light. Okay? Creations. Imaginations. Illusions. Anything externalized. It can be a word, a stick, a staff, a rod, can be a pen, anything that is a straight line, a masculine thought, anything that pushes out, anything that has a point of reference for the first time. Adam, atom, awa, Abba, Adonai, a point of reference for the first time. Now, as babies, most of us, when we are growing up, okay, we were told to stop crying when we were upset. So you're a child, you're upset, your nappy is wet, you have nappy rash, wengine hawakuwa na nappy, wengine wamelelewa na shati. But you are told to stop crying. when you're upset. But you're forgetting that that crying is the one that is supposed to self-regulate and make you calm down. That through crying, you self-regulate and calm down. AKA, when a baby cries, a titty is pushed in their mouth, they suck on that beautiful baby milk from the mom and they self-regulate and they calm down. So that's a natural response. When birds cry out in the nest, the mothers go, they bring worms and put down their throats. They self-regulate and they calm down. So when you are blocking tears, and this is by design, like I said, how they create the language and everything, the movies, even in the movies, when someone cries in the documentary, they have to say they are sorry. So there are situations where you never even felt sorry for anyone who was crying, but now you feel like you need to because all the movies, when someone cries, they apologize. But it's by design. Remember, these are scripts written for them, for the movies to act. Scripts, scriptures. Now, when you block the tears of a baby, or even yourself, you're actually creating more sympathetic activations. Because crying is a primary release for the body. Okay? It's how we process emotions. Our thoughts and feelings that creates emotions. It's how we process emotion. It's how we release the physical tension in the body after a hard day at work, after stressful, not just stress. Let's say you went through a very traumatic event. Very traumatic event. Now, the only way that you can process emotion and release that physical tension is through crying. So even when you go to burials, like today, and may she rest in peace, Jambi Koikai, even as they lay her to rest in Langata, people should be led to cry. The great lump that you get in your throat is because the body is trying to rebalance itself. When unasikia mtu akisema ati ako na kiwaru, that is how the body is trying to release the physical tension through the throat chakra. Okay? So when you broke your throat chakra, unashikwa na kiwaru. It's your body trying to rebalance itself. So you're supposed to let the kiwaru go and cry, but you're ashamed. So, and this is what happens. Ukimeza hikyo kiwaru, if you don't cry, that becomes, that can become tumors. Okay? These become tumors in your bodies. So tumors si lazima ikuwe cancerous. These become things like acne. Wale wa mamononanga wanasumbuka na sundo sana. Pengine all she needs to do is cry. Kulia tu, aende alie tu, akubali aliange, akona machozi mingi aliange. Unajua, and the more ana cry, the more face yake inakuwa poa. Unaona? Mtu kama Aziad alikuwanga na acne sana. Acne ilikuwa inasumbua Aziad sana. Jua kuwa analia, alikuwa anajaribu kukua ngumu. Nikikupatia utawezana. Nikikupatia utawezana. So she never used to cry. So her face was really bad. But with fame comes tears. Because with fame, you get hate messages in your DM. People hate you for no reason. So you cry a lot. All these people you see, because people hate things they cannot understand. Mlikuwa mnasoma na mtu all of a sudden anakuona upewe endorsement, so they hate that. They hata hapa kwa live unanga wenye wanakujanga na kutusiana. So because now this I'm giving you she wouldn't even know it because now she's crying a lot. Her face becomes smooth, not because of Royal. This is a spiritual page, bana. You know, on this page you don't fuck around. Okay, fuck around and find out. I'm also live here. That is why I'm not clear on TikTok. I'm live on Facebook also. Ndio mnaona nikiangalia hapa. So I'm live on 2 channels. So you're crying, ndio nasikianga crying is good for you. Releases the acne, the tumors that you ulikuwa umefungia hapa. Anyway. Sasa tuende kwa research. This has been researched. I think I saw it. Where did I see it? Anyway, I can't remember. I think it was on IG or something. They had done research and they had found that after crying, that parasympathetic nervous system is usually activated. Because that is even why after crying, people feel calm, relaxed, at ease. And after crying, you sleep. Because your parasympathetic nervous system has been activated. In spiritual matters, you are balanced. Na watu wananiinvite hapa tucheze games za nini. Anajiita Rosie. Nataka tuende match. Hi, can we match on TikTok? You want me to match? Okay, tumematch. Let's take it to the next level. Okay, tumematch ndio. Let's have a match, tumematch. Let's take it to the next level. Okay. What level is it? So, let yourself cry. And if someone cries in front of you, instead of telling them to shh, pause. Just stay with them. Usimwambie asilie, don't tell them not to cry. No, don't tell them not to say. No. Don't stop telling people to stop crying. Some people, that is the only way they can heal. They have to cry it out. Oh, unasikia mtu atilie hiyo kitu iishe. Kwani unaambia mtu alie hiyo kitu iishe? Kwani unamwambianga alie iishe? Ambianga mtu lia iishe. Yes, some people need to cry. So before you tell people stop crying, remember, this is something you have been programmed. Nimekuambia they created shame and stigma around a natural thing. Hii dunia ni vitu mingi sana hamwezi jua. Like, to be really honest, this world, like, that's why it's not even good to know. Don't even ustake kujua sana. It's not even good knowing. Actually, the more you see, which is a beautiful experience. It's a beautiful world. The more you see it, but then the more you see how separate we are from nature. The more you see how separate we are we are aliens. To be really honest, we are aliens. This earth is not, we unasikianga wakisema this earth is not our home. You came here to experience. Everything here came here. These trees, they came here. The same way you came here, these trees, they came here. The ants, they came here. Everything you see came here. It was not created from everything has come here. We are here to experience this on Tiamat Gaia, this realm of existence. This is just a realm of existence. This is just a frequency. You should experience it, knowing it, so that you can reach the egg. Use everything. Get the money. Do business, education, entertainment. Do it the way they are doing it. Do it hard. That is why they are so ahead. Stop crying. Stop associating with generational curses that are not for you. You are not Egyptians. You are not slaves. You have the internet. You have the phone. The world is open. Everything. You have everything now. You should be on Metaverse. Setting up shops. It's free for now. It's free for now. Just like it was free when they were taking over Africa. It was free for the taking. Go and take free space on Metaverse. It's free for the taking for now. For now. In the age of Aquarius, they are setting up. They are going to war. We are not the same. For them, they are onto bigger things, so they go to war. They send people to go die for those are ahead of you. That is not God doing that. Those are people doing that. War is not brought by God. God is not anywhere fighting on the ground with boots and guns. No, those are actual people killing each other on the ground for someone, for what someone believes in. A few people sitting at a table and deciding we can have people fight over this so that we can bring this in. Story for another day. So when people are crying, just be there for them. Stop telling people not to cry. Just sit with them. Say nothing. Just sit there. You are calm. And that is the best gift you will ever give anyone who is crying. That is the best gift you can give them. Stop continuing your generational traumas. Stop continuing your generational curses of participating in things that you have been conditioned to think they're supposed to be like that. Telling people to stop crying because you are told to stop crying as a baby when you're growing up. Just when you came out of your mother's belly. Any neighbor who saw you crying will tell you to shut up. Where? Mistari. Buzz. Hapo ukienda theater wanafanyanga hivi. Unajua yenyewe hapo. Hapo ni this poem. All about this poem. So now, when you cry, there's a picture of me crying in the back there. Sijui kama unaweza iona. See that picture? That one, that's me crying. Hiyo ni picha yangu nalia pale nyuma. That black and white picture in the back there. I'll show you. I'll bring it closer. When you cry, you will notice how different your body feels after you let the tears flow. So I'm going to teach you how to cry or remind you, because you're supposed to know these things. Someone was supposed to teach you how to cry. The same way you cry for joy, which no one taught you. Unafunguanga, nasema hiyo ni joy. Others just grin. At hiyo ni joy. So me, I'm reminding you how to cry, because no one taught you how to cry, so that you can do it and it can benefit you. Hapa utalan kila kitu. Ama utakumbuka kila kitu. It's not about learning, it's remembering. So now, after you have cried, you're supposed to take some deep breaths. Which is why, when people cry, ulikuwa unasikia akifanya lakini ajui, nasikia ajui. So that is what I want to remind you how you're supposed to do it. So after you cry, you're supposed to take deep breaths. So you have cried, whatever. Lock yourself in the bed, kama ni kuchapwa umechapwa. Then breathe like this. Deep breath. So what you're doing is called emotional processing. So when you are breathing in and out, that is called emotional processing. So what this does, it helps you build more resilience. So whatever had made you cry, now you are more resilient. Remember what he said? Spirit, mind, body. You cannot ignore the body. You will have to work with the body. Because the body is a physical representation of your brain. Your brain. The brain controls the body. The brain, the physical representation of the brain, which is the clouds, ile clouds ronanga. When you look at the skull, it's called the brain. When you look at the skull, it's laid out like clouds. Nasikianga ni electricity, static. Ni kama, so think about the brain like a thunderstorm. That is why they say it has electricity. Think about it like, and this electricity are sparks of lights, imaginations, visions, aka you're having so many thoughts and feelings at the same time, so many sons and daughters. That is why you are told to go and multiply. You're not being told to go and multiply, muzaane mujaze kitanda. You are being told to go ye and multiply. Go and fill the world with thoughts and ideas and feelings, like businesses with your name on it. You only have, you need children, watoto wawili ama mmoja mwenye atamanage hizi vitu, so you can create intellectual property rights, so that your name can be known, so that you can be the next Jesus, the next Muhammad, the next a big name, someone known, someone whose name is spoken about, because you have so many footprints, you are so expanded, you are so more out there. But Africans, you think kuzaa ati uciare ukire ngara na kamwe, tuciare ngara na kamwe, ukire ngara na kamwe, ukire ngara na kamwe urere na kesi ciana icio. Ciana icio cirathi kuiguira maitũ tha haria Mathare. Gachagua, mbona ajenda achukue mama? Mbona ajenda achukue mama? Huwa mnashinda akisema ati mama wa Maumau ako hapa amekaa kwa mtaro. Mbona bado sasa yako kwa mtaro? Mbona mjamchukua mbeleke apartment? Mbona mnaenda kumuona kwa mtaro bado hata wenye wanaenda kumuona? Why are you still seeing her kwa mtaro? Si you get her one bedroom. Venye mnachanganga TikTok, simchukulie Kikuyu mnajifanyanga venye mnashikana. Mbona mjamjengea? Ama mutajengea choo free na ako Germany na akina nyako ndio muna donate yanga itu Gikuyu tucokero imukaro niki mutare muraruta maito mutaro ario mutaro murathi kumuonera mutaro cloud chasing murakenariria ha mutaro mukiuga ni Maumau niki mutare muramusagira mukiuga Gachagua ni ndu. Who are those leaders? Murati mugita Maruto ndio munaitwa tugege. And shout out to those grandchildren. As you marathi kumuona, shout out to them. Anganga. Kirigi wanganga. Iyo jeshi yote, shout them out. Awa anaenda kuona maito kwa mtaro. Tondu uguo noguo mangihota. Matire na ithaka, matire na manyumba. Kome no hoti niguo mangimwe mamwikire. But you others are in charge, donating your mothers and fathers who have abused you. They hate you. They hate their mothers. Ndio mama wako kwa mtaro. Ona mama mnaona, huo ni mama ya babako na mamako. I told you, your parents hate you and their parents hated them. Si alisema kuna watoto bado wanafanya nini kwa mtaro? Now, so allow yourself to cry. Sasa imekuwa, it was not supposed to be like this. Najua ilikuwa inafaa ikuwe. Sasa nione kama kuna comments Facebook. Raja Tariq. True, yeah. So it was not even supposed to be getting emotional, but you know, I don't like when I have to speak it out. I don't like when I see people pretending they care about something and it just they don't. Achani kujifanya you care. Okay? Mnapitisha bili ya nini watu wakiwa kwa mtaro? What a shame. Si hata mpengenezea hema. Mngekuwa mmempea hema, angekuwa na ala kwa hema hapo. Huwa mjamuitia Red Cross, na kama angekuwa ametoka Runda, kungekuwa na Red Cross hapo, kungekuwa na ambulance hapo, angekuwa amejengewa hama hapo, kungekuwa na lawyers hapo. Stop pretending you love each other, Kikuyus. You are the Southern Kikuyus, and these Kikuyus. Now, to go too deep into that, I let it be. I let it slide. Ndakura ni kuri nyamo yathi. Nyamo yathi. Ugithi kwi Wambugu. Okay? Wambugu ira kini kwariria mbugu. Kwariria mbugu. Murarikanio ni Maina. Kwariria mbugu. No woni umaga ku. Woni umaga kwi nduire. Woni umaga kwi nduire. Ati mbugu ni gwikio ciikio. Woni ume kwi nduire. Nake nduire no. Nduire ni ma. Uge wa nduire, uge ume kwi nduire, nake nduire ni ma. Ati ni ma, andu ni magwo ni kurira. You're supposed to cry. That is known. But it is good news to not cry. We are going to create shame and stigma around crying, so that we program everyone to think that crying is shameful and a stigma. No, Nima, it's true. that crying is good for you because after crying, you feel calm and you go to bed. That is how you balance your parasympathetic state. You can cry from joy or cry from pain. Ndũire nĩ wema. No nĩ kũrĩ nyamũ ya thĩ. Nyamũ ya thĩ. Nyamũ ya thĩ is what you call the government or a covenant. Andũ maiguithanĩirie ũndũ. A covenant. A government. Makaiguithania kaũndũ. So, like we said, it's about opening the throat chakra. So, we are going to give this chance to anyone who wants to open their throat chakra and release Kewaru. Okay? There's a number to call right now. You're going to do it on air right now. On air right now. You'll be on loudspeaker. The number to call my pet bite line is one of my businesses. You're going to call 0753. Okay, write it down right now. You're going to call 0753 85 0060. That is the number you are going to call right now. 0753 85 0060. That's my business line. But right now, we are going to use it for opening the throat chakra. Okay? You can remain anonymous because you'll be on loudspeaker. So you call that number, you'll be on loudspeaker, and we just talk. And you open your throat chakra. And you release. And as you release, anyone also who's also watching will be doing the same thing. As they open their throat chakra, remember what we say, closed mouths don't get fed. So as you open your throat chakra and just speak, this is Gemini season. This is the time of declaring who you are. This is Sodom and Gomorrah in the Bible. But as above, so below, Gemini season. AKA, whatever you planted in Aries, during Taurus season, when the sun was in Taurus, Kana no Ba, you ulilimia, you grounded, you anchored it down. If it was a business, you started it in Aries, the beginning of the year, April 10. So the whole of those 30 days, you are just getting to know your business. Who will be supplying me? Who will be giving me this? Who will be taking this? Where will I be eating? Where will I be going for lunch? That is 1 month. You just got employed. For the first 1 month, you're just running the ropes. You're just planting yourself in the office. Aries season, the beginning, facing the east. The next 30 days, the sun is in Taurus. So it's about throat chakra, communicating now in the office, communicating about your business, aka securing it, anchoring it down. So now you know that I need to have this supplier. He's the most reliable. Those ones can be late. So that is the second month, Taurus, Baal, the Canaanite god, the bull. In astrology, the bull is fixated. Procrastination is all about business. Money is the second house. The Sender Casano is all about business, money, wealth. Okay? Anchor. For the people who do those rituals, you know. The third month, the sun now is moving into Gemini. We are leaving Canaan. We are going into Sodom and Gomorrah. Okay? Lot is about to become a pillar of salt because she turns back to look into Taurus. She becomes a pillar of salt. Look up the Taurus's salt, what she became. It's allegory. So now in Gemini, the mutable twins. That is why Gemini is the mutable twins, communicating your shoulders. We are now here on your shoulders here. Okay, the third house. Crown chakra, second house. You're now the third house. Your arms, extensions of your arms. Sodom and Gomorrah, you are rich. Okay, you can communicate with your hands. You can tell someone this or tell them this or send them love. Sodom and Gomorrah, the third house. So it's about that time now. So open your throat chakra. It's 0753 850060. Call. You'll be on loudspeaker. Open your throat chakra. Say something. have a conversation, or don't. It's a choice. It's a choice, some things that don't come in a lifetime. Some things, some people wait for a lifetime. Some people wait for a lifetime for a moment like this. Some people wait for a lifetime for a moment like this. Call or don't. 0753-850060. Call or don't. No. Friday is all about love and appreciation. Yes. How are you? Talk to us. Yeah. Say that again. You're not getting you. Okay. You're not doing well. Can you say that again for that time? A business. You opened a business. Uh-huh. It's a foods place. Okay. You're cooking the food. The first 2 months they came, it was okay. And October, November. Mm-hmm. Mm. 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 So now it's not doing okay like before. It is in the same location. Have you repainted the business? Have you repainted the business? Have you like renewed the business in any way, shape, or form? Then it's time. So now listen, take your notes, eh? Aye. So so it's about a food business. And so the way the business was set up was just set up. So there was no like things that people are supposed to be knowing when they're setting up a business. It's a food business. So first, you're doing a food business. So what is food? Food is that you are nourishing people. Nourishment. Okay. What does food do? Food involves growth. Okay. What does that food do? Heals. Okay. So before you even go very far, all this is dealing with the solar plexus or your stomach area, which is your individuality. And this is why when you go to restaurants, all the food products will have yellow color. They have yellow color. Let me show you an example. I don't even know what was in this container, but I can tell you it will involve something that can be edible. Let me read. See, sweet natural honey. Sweet natural honey. So if you're in food business, your business have to have this color. All you have to do, go to a supermarket, look at all the crackers, the crisps, all those things. What color are they going with? That is the color first that has to be associated to your business. Okay. Number one, that is branding. Okay. Now, when it comes to food as a business also, what else do you need to take into account when you are hungry? Wewe ukiwa na njaa, what do you do when you're hungry? When you go to eat in a restaurant, what do you look for? When they bring the food, you ask for accompaniments. Unaulizanga inakuja na nini? Kuko na nini? Beef. Beef inakuja na nini? So variety. Variety. That comes up with the variety. Now the word variety goes deep. So this variety is not a variation of food. It's talking about a variation of taste. Because you're not the only one in food business. You're not the only one. This one unasikianga watu wakisema naenda kula samaki kwa Mama Oliech ama naenda kukula mahali ingine. So there has to be something different about your food. Nasikia ukitaka kaimati, nunua kaimati pale. There has to be you must come with something new. So you have to do a renewal. You have to renew people's taste buds. Now, to go even deeper, you have to do the renewal when, as above, so below, we are renewing. Right now, we're in the third month. So what is going to happen when the sun moves into Cancer in a few days to come? So we'll be caring more about home. For those next 30 days when the sun is in Cancer, we'll be caring more about home affairs. That is why it becomes summer. Summer, 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 summertime. Everybody wants to come home for summer, enjoy, go out and skate. So it's all about home affairs and fun. Around that time is also when they release movies that have things to do with summertime. Everything. They know these things. See a coincidence. They release the movies according to as above, so below when that energy is in the sky. So that would be around Noah's time. When the sun is Cancer, that would be Noah's time. The great flooding, aka Anu. In Kemet, Egypt, it's Anu or high noon. Or when the sun is at its highest, that is why it's summer. The sun is at its highest position. So you can see you around, you can have fun, you can go on holiday. Ile business ulikuwa umeanza saa hizi, you can talk to the people at home. Nilifungua biashara 3 months ago, saa hizi nafanya vizuri, tufike hapa Mombasa, twende coast, twende na SGR. So you can renew around that time, Cancer. You can bring in the theme on that centers around home care. You know, you can work with people, you can look for a home care, you know, as a ritual. Go hiyo siku useme leo tumekuja home care, nataka muonje chakula yangu. Now I'm teaching you witchcraft, nataka muonje chakula yangu. Nimejitolea, tunakuanga na hoteli, tumesema hii nyumba ya mama ama home care tuwaletee chakula, nisi tutafanya kita na kila kitu. But you are forgetting what you'll be getting, publicity. Everybody will be talking about you. Everyone, they will be looking at you like, man, I want to eat. Mama mazee, hii mazee nisaidia mama wazee. Na unajua venye mnakuanga na mama wazee. So you have gained free publicity. Now when you're doing this home care, again in your own hotel, you start something that has to do with mom. Unaweza kuwa na mom's lunch. You know, ama family park. You know, these things, that is even, you wait until the sun moves into Cancer. See how many family parks watatoa sasa. Utaona KFC family park. Now it is 39 pieces. And every time you accept to pay 5,000 or for 39 pieces, but you're not thinking, because they do these things every Cancer season. Nasikia family park, get 2, you don't need sodas. Nasikia get 1 pizza and 6 liters of Coca-Cola for 10,000. Why people shall perish for lack of knowledge. So, those are some of the things that unaweza fanya around sasa hiyo time ya Cancer, when the sun moves into Cancer. And, I think alirudi bado kwa show. Hawa bado wako kwa line. You are still on the line? Oh, okay, yeah. So I thought you were still on the show. So yeah, so those are some of the things that unaweza fanya, like when the sun is moving into Cancer, you can do your own like renewal. Now, more so, if you want to go even deeper, you can look even into the day in advance and the month, ama where the moon will be, and then unaweza amshia hiyo biashara yako hapo ukicheza poa. Sawa. Okay. Have a beautiful Friday. You deal with dreadlocks. You use those colors. Shout out to the dreadlocks people in the house. So shout out to everyone in the comments. Each one teach one. So cry, learn how to cry. It's beautiful for you. Si lazima tena ulie saa zote. Be crying out of joy. Sijasema ulie machozi, pain. Your dunia inakuanga na pain, a lot of pain. So most of you only cry out of pain. You can cry out of joy, which is the most beautiful thing. So I wish you cries of joy. May you all cry today on a Friday. Cries of joy. Wherever you're crying from, we don't care as long as it is joy. As long as it is joy. Just don't scare your neighbors telling them you are coming and they are upstairs, so they are wondering where are you coming. Stay in your own apartment. But as long as it is joy, even if it means Sabina joy, we jibambe, as long as you be crying out with joy. Sini sawa? So do have a beautiful day where your cries become cries of joy and not trials and tribulation. Sini sawa? Ciao, ciao.